How you doing, people? Robert here. Tonight I'm going to do a video. I said that I was going to start doing the definitions of common law, the proper definitions of common law. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. Now, the one I'm going to do tonight is fraud at common law. Now, fraud is very serious, people, because it is there to deceive and defraud man or woman. But in the act, it says person. Now, that's why they use the person continuously, because it's a deception to deceive the man or woman of their inalienable and inherent rights. So what I've did here is I've drafted up a document with words on it, so I get this word perfect and I don't miss anything. And that's what I'm going to start doing, so the people are educated, right? And what's going to happen is these documents are going to be put on my website. When they're up, I'll give notice to the people. Now, people, this is relevant to Scotland. The Fraud Act in England is similar, right? I'll cover that at a later point, but this is going to be covered tonight for the people of Scotland. Now, fraud at common law. There is no succinct definition to embrace all criminal forms of cheating. However, if the three elements are present in the cheat, the crime of fraud is complete. Now, people, there's three elements. Falsehood. The three elements are words, writing and conduct. Now, this happens, example, when police constables change their status to police officers and ask for the man or woman's details and criminally convert the name to the all capital name, a corporation, a fiction, and I verify that. I have first-hand knowledge and I can prove it without a shadow of a doubt. That's the fraud. Now, the main objective of the fraud that they use is the intention to deceive and defraud. And that's what they do when they take the name and criminally convert it. The man or woman thinks they're doing the right thing by giving details, but the man or woman still don't get or comprehend that when they do that, they're made into a legal fiction, a dead person that doesn't exist, a piece of paper, and held surety and liable for what they filled in. Willful imposition, people. The cheat design has been successful to the extent of gaining benefit or advantage or prejudice in the interest of another, meaning the man or woman, yourself. When they criminally convert the name, the details, they're gaining benefit. And a prime example of that, people, is these Mickey Mouse COVID rules. These acts and statutes relating to person. When they arrest a man or woman unlawfully and take them away for breaching a rule, it's not a law, and there's no victim or man or woman making a claim to suffer harm, loss or injury. That's fraud, wrongful arrest, false imprisonment and kidnap. There's also another thing that happens here as well, people. And as an example of this is what you call personation. Fraud is committed by impersonating another, by falsely assuming a certain position or status in order to gain benefit or advantage. When these people do what they do in the street and interact with a man or woman, that's exactly what they're doing. Personation. They're changing the status from a man or a woman to a fiction, a person. So they are committing a crime, willfully and deliberately knowing it's wrong but still doing it. And the excuse they use is only following orders. That is not good enough. Now, people, what it states in this definition is the accused. Nothing will ever state man or woman because they cannot deal with a man or woman. Let me be crystal clear on that, right? The accused need not gain. This is their legalese terminology, even in the common law definitions, people, right? You can only be a man or a woman, right? In order to establish a fraud, it is not necessary for the accused, a person, right? Not a man or a woman. Person, legalese again, people. To gain or for a victim of the fraud to have suffered a loss. A fraud will be complete when a definite practical result is achieved. So when they falsely arrest a man or woman, kidnap, falsely imprison, criminally convert the name and the details, that's a definite result achieved. And this is what people have to understand. When people, men and women, interact with these parasites, the man or woman has to challenge who it is they're addressing the man, woman, or the person. And a person, the man or woman, is definitely not. Now, attempted fraud, people. Where a fraudulent scheme is carried into effect by an overt act such as falsehood and a fraud, but no willful imposition is achieved, the crime committed is attempted fraud. Right? They will attempt. It's like sheriff officers come to your door saying that you owe a debt when you don't actually owe a debt, right? Because there is no contract or obligation. The politicians in the Scottish Parliament or Westminster or the House of Commons are corrupt to the core, as I keep telling you. And this is what they do. The legal system, the legal society is deceiving and defrauding the men and women out of their rights. Men and women all over the lands of England, Ireland, Wales and Scotland are under the illusion that these people, men and women representing corporations, have ultimate power over a man or woman, and it's not the case. Now, under Scottish law, people, Scottish law contains the provisions to allow, it says here, for a person, right? Again, legalese and the common law definition. This is how they escape liability. Charged with fraud, to be convicted of theft or vice versa. There is powers there for people that commit or attempt to commit fraud to be arrested. If the man or woman was to do what half the things that these people are doing, they've been in the prison a long time ago. Again, one rule for them, one rule for us, one law for them, one law for us. What I've just read out here, people, and pay attention to the video. Please share this video and get it through all the groups, your friends, right through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or whatever. This information is invaluable, right? And this information I'm giving, I'm verifying private capacity as a verified common law definition. This is just the start of what I'm going to do to educate the people. And that's a fact. The next definition I'm going to give the people is the definition of extortion under common law. And it is a definition under common law. This definition here just now, people, is relevant to Scotland. If you check I think it's the Fraud Act 2006, what I've just read here should be similar in that act. But again, it relates to accused person. Legalese, trickery. And that's what people have to realise, that everything in their legal paperwork is trickery and deception. All capital names. Bold is gloss. That does not exist, people. That's for the fiction, the corporation, the man or woman that's being held surety and liable for the corporation. Now, people, I hope you get the context of what I'm saying here. What these police, councils, politicians and everybody in the legal system, legal society is committing crimes against the people at the highest level to the extent of treason, woefully, deliberately doing it, knowing it's wrong and still doing it. And again, people, when 129 Muppets in a Scottish Parliament pass a bill or an act, it's relevant to the people that consented. The man or woman outside that building did not consent, so there is no obligation. Plus the fact they're masquerading as what you call an entity known as government when they're actually a private corporation. And they're deceiving the people. Even with the voting, they're deceiving the people because the same process is carried through. Everything in the legal system, legal society is a fraudulent process. And people have to wake up, smell the coffee and be aware of this. Understand and comprehend what I'm telling you as an honourable man. Now, people, I'm going to leave it there. I just want to make this a short, sweet video. Give you the basic. I'm going to put these on my website. I've just lost chain of thought how to do that, so I need to work out how to do it. And bear in mind, people, when people are getting unlawful fines, tickets, penalties, fixed penalties, they are null and void, ab initio from the start. And the reason for that is because they're based on constructive fraud and criminal conversion. All these people that are doing what they're doing is committing crimes against we the people. And we the people have to put a stop to this and put a stop to it now. Now again, people, fraud consists of falsehood, willful imposition, personation. The man or woman, they say person, but I'm saying man or woman need not gain. And you also get attempted fraud. And the provisions under Scottish law in the lands of Scotland have got that they can be charged with that crime. And it is a crime, a serious crime, especially when they're willfully and deliberately doing what they're doing and getting away with it because the people do not know their rights and do not know the law. Anyway, people, please share this to the groups. Please share it to your friends list. Share it everywhere. This information is important and I'm verifying it one more time. Now, I've set up a BitChute account. I've started uploading a couple of videos. The good thing is, people, it's just came to my attention. We've managed to track down about 150, 170 videos that was taken down to YouTube. So that's a kind of result, but I'm not done with Google and a man called Matt Britton because I'm not going to pursue this man to get my videos back. The channel might be theirs, the rules, regulations and policies might be theirs, but I put 6 years of work into the videos and I want them back because that's my property and I'm making a superior claim. Anyway, people, I hope you enjoy this information. I hope you pay attention to the video and I hope you share it far and wide because it is important that that's got to happen. You people, take care, be safe, and thank you for watching this video. More to come, people, and it's going to come and educate you, okay? Then you'll be able to challenge what they call law is no law. Okay, people, take care, be safe, and have a good night. And again, people, please share this video far and wide. Bye-bye.